Just after the gold rush era in California, there were people who discovered what they considered to be white gold. We'll see what it was next on Ghost Towns and More. This story takes us to a very remote location in the Death Valley region of Southern California. It's not a place that most people would consider living unless something provided strong motivation to settle there. While most gold prospectors were searching for their fortunes further north, there were those who saw overlooked opportunity elsewhere. After a number of prospectors had explored the Death Valley region, the mineral borax was found to be all over the dry lake bed. Borax is a popular cleaning agent that has many household uses and has been used for years. This discovery in California now made it possible for North America to have its own source instead of relying on imports. The Pacific Coast Borax Company was established, and a processing operation was built nearby. The temperatures in Death Valley were blisteringly hot, making transport of the borax a monumental feat. Getting the borax to the nearest railroad was also an enormous challenge, and large wagons were constructed to haul tons of the material, pulled by many teams of mules. By 1883, the borax was selling under the name 20 Mule Team Soap, and the operation flourished for about 5 years until more conveniently located sources of the mineral were found. The railroad was built through the area in 1907, and just 25 miles further south, a town was created as a railroad stop for the company offices. At first it was named Armagosa, then it was changed many years later to Death Valley Junction. From 1923 to 1925, the Pacific Coast Borax Company constructed several buildings in town. The town had a saloon, a store, and a brothel, along with the borax offices and operations. It also had a hotel, theater, and a hall that became the famous Armagosa Opera House. The population at the time was about 300. Death Valley Junction had rail service up until about 1940, when most everyone had left and the post office was closed. The town seemed to be doomed as a complete ghost. That all changed in 1967 when a New York ballet dancer, mime, artist, and actress Marta and her husband were traveling through town and got a flat tire on their trailer. While workers at a shop repaired the tire, Marta wandered through the area exploring some of the structures. Marta was captivated by the possibilities with the abandoned theater and decided to rent it, starting performances in 1968. As the theater gained attention, donations paid for renovation and other repairs for the town. Marta was not only a talented actress and dancer, she was also an artist, and her artwork is found throughout the hotel as well as the theater. Visitors came from everywhere to attend Marta's shows, which ran from the late 1960s until her last show in 2012, just 5 years before her death in 2017. Since then, the town is mostly a ghost, with only a cafe and a hotel that still operate. The Armagosa Opera House is now a museum. Although the mostly ghost town of Death Valley Junction lies in a very desolate area with seemingly little to see, there is a site just north of town at Furnace Creek that is good to visit during the cooler months of the year to see the old wagons and operations site for the Borax. Also nearby is a geological wonder just 13 miles northeast of Death Valley Junction across the border into Nevada. A small pool of water called Devil's Hole is a geological wonder and mystery. It contains a rare species of fish called the desert pupfish and is the only known location in the world where this fish exists. The water pool is heavily protected by fencing, but allows visitors easy access to stand above it and peer down. Not only have scientists been unable to determine how deep the water is, it has an unusual reaction to earthquakes as far away as China, Japan, Mexico, and even Chile. When an earthquake happens in those faraway countries, the water in Devil's Hole reacts with mini tsunami effects, sometimes raising as much as 4 feet. In 1965, 4 boys decided to illegally cross the protective fences and do some diving exploration. 2 of them never resurfaced, and their bodies have never been found. In 1991, research divers went down as far as 436 feet, unable to go further. Others dropped a weighted line that went down over 1,200 feet and still did not touch the bottom. This mysterious wonder of nature is definitely worth your time to visit while en route to the quiet solitude and vast scenery of Death Valley Junction.